Welcome to the Take It Home podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons17. And if you like me and my tag partner, Zach Hendricks, where you can find him at Z Hendricks Band on all social media. You can also find us at Country Air Brand on Twitter and Country Air Official on Facebook and the Instagrams. And if I'm doing the Country Air tags, you can tell that means that Zach is not here today. He might be coming in a little later, but I'll have to actually give the hot tag to a referee.
What's up, everybody? Referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the ref brand, and Waffles. Take It Home podcast.
Waffles. How was your breakfast this week, Perch? Mine was a struggle. I was always trying to get somewhere, so I don't think I had anything for breakfast until today, where I had a bowl of Apple Jacks, and it was very delicious.
Ooh, good Apple Jacks.
Good Apple Jacks.
Good. I see it, and I consciously pass it every time in the cereal aisle. It's my favorite aisle in the entire store. But I may have to hop on to the Apple Jacks. But yeah, breakfast was great this weekend. For the third weekend in a row, I hit up Max Diner, Max Restaurant.
Regular, aren't you?
Man, does it deliver.
They know you by first name yet?
Getting there.
Like know your order, and like you sit down, that cup of coffee is already there for you.
Same thing every time. Yep, just the faces have changed. This time I went in solo. First time was like 6 people. Second time was 2 of us. This time just 1. Yeah. Oh, and so good. Bacon, egg, and cheese on an English muffin and a pancake. And that pancake fills up the side of that plate. Yeah, incredible. So good.
That reminded me. I had a pancake this weekend. Finish off the pancake batter that K-Dot had made when I got up, I think on Sunday after those late nights. But since I didn't have breakfast, I need some type of other sustenance. Perch, can you give me a banger of the week that I can munch on?
Ooh, this week's banger of the week. I was listening to some live albums on the road trip. Really inspired by one song in particular. Now, this will be the first ever repeat on the banger of the week list, but it warrants a repeat. This time was a live version. And
hey, we are 2 years in, baby. We can do some repeats now. I guess we can do some callbacks.
Yeah, and this one, let me tell you, I went straight to the Take It Home podcast bangers playlist. So, because it was the occasion. This song is hit when I've been inside the ring several times. Entrance music is like none other, and when it brings an intensity and it brings a level of energy from the crowd, and when you have the guys to match it, that's what really brings it all together and it makes a beautiful moment. This week's banger of the week, in honor of the Briscoe brothers, "Give Me Back My Bullets," Leonard Skinner.
Oh yeah, very, very appropriate.
Yeah, that song is on its own phenomenal. Just a great rock song. but yeah, to hear the Briscoes come out to it during those GCW matches, repping the tag team champions, they came out so honorable every time. Jay Briscoe was just a fierce competitor, and Mark was just every bit of that right there with him.
Yep.
Like a shooting guard and a point guard on the team. You've got the two best without each other. They're individually amazing, but together they're on a different level. So yeah, a lot of good Briscoe action over the weekend, and that song definitely hit it many times.
No, I'm sure people were playing that. I'm sure people were doing J drillers and doomsday devices all weekend. We did not, but I'm sure the rest of the tag wrestling world did pay their tributes in ring as well. So, yep, very appropriate. Give me back my bullets. Um, so brother, some good wrestling last week. What did you catch?
Yeah, keeping that same theme. Went back, watched a lot of Briscoe matches and Briscoe promos. Um, watching a Briscoe promo is 2, 3, 4 minutes of just pure entertainment. It's like
Yeah.
it's a Chappelle skit. Like that level of what are we gonna get here? And by the end of it, you're always satisfied and left thinking like, wow. um, yeah, lots of promos. I've been watching a handful of their matches as well. Um, some of the ladder wars, um, the springboard doomsday through the ladder
Mm,
was one of the coolest damn things I've ever seen.
that sounds painful.
Again, just the ability to springboard and dive through the ladder and to hit your opponent on top of your brother's shoulders. That's a level of teamwork that just you need one another to achieve. It's phenomenal.
Yep.
Um, I remember when my brother and I played basketball or play softball, baseball, anything. You're able to play better because you know each other like the back of your hand. It's like you got eyes behind you and extra strength. um, and yeah, I've been watching a lot of good matches, but yeah, their promos in particular are what really stand out. Um, AEW last week was damn good. Young Bucks against Top Flight. My
Yep.
goodness,
Yes, sir.
what a match! Yeah, so cool to see. Really just enjoyed every bit of it, and to see Darius and Dante have a match and put on like that on a Wednesday night, prime time. Wow, so cool, so cool. Great action this week.
Hell yeah. Definitely agree. That match was great. I am really enjoying. I don't think they really did anything too much with it, but in watching Elevation and Rampage, I am loving the story of Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy. With with All Ego Ethan Page. Page has Matt Hardy's contract now. Um, Cassidy never trusted him, thought he was a snake in the grass. So that was very fun, very fun. What else did I watch? I did watch some of the um Bye Bye Muda show that Noah put on. Watched the first couple of matches so far, like I think 3-4 matches in. Timothy Thatcher, of course, had a hard hitting match. Um Both tag matches actually were very good. They had first ever women's match on a Noah show this past weekend with Jungle Kyoto hit that Jungle Buster, Kiniku Buster, whatever you want to call it. I call it Kiniku Buster because of Ultimate Muscle. My favorite finisher of all time. One day I'm going to hit it when I'm not terrified of destroying someone. But that was freaking awesome. A new challenger has entered. How you doing, brother?
I'm awake now. Kind of worn out from the weekend. Went to go take a nap right before the podcast. The alarm didn't go off, so I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, it's all
What are
good.
we doing? Just talking about our weekend.
Right now we are talking about what we watched last week. But you can
Oh,
go ahead and introduce yourself again, even though I introduced you while you were gone.
for sure. Zach Hendricks, all social media, Z Hendricks brand, Country Air official, and Country Air brand. I know Doc probably got all that as well. Um, well, I've been watching a bunch of Royal Rumbles and a bunch of Manias. I've been watching a lot of like WWE. I have like just putting on WWE on Peacock while I've been working at home. They have like the best of like Roman Reigns, the best of Batista. They have a lot of the old Royal Rumbles. Currently, I like Mania's on right now. The one where Sting was on it. Sting versus Triple H.
Oh, okay, yep.
Bro, that Triple H, that was like probably one of the best entrances of all time. The Terminator
Your
entrance.
insurance, yeah, he went hard on that one.
I was like, holy hell.
It it
Such
it,
a
it pays to be married to the boss's daughter and
bro,
also be
I'm
the boss.
saying. I'm saying. I was like, holy hell, this like I was like, it was such a cool entrance. And like obviously, yeah, he always does cool ones. And yeah, obviously benefits who he's married to, but yeah, just watching that. But that's about it. Just a lot of old school and like new school WWE pay-per-views.
All right, all right. Want to talk a little bit more about the Dynamite that I saw. Danielson and Bandito putting on a match of the year contender. Already. I mean, it's going to happen. You kind of expect it because New Japan does their big show in January. Noah does a big show in January. So there are always contenders in January, but very rarely do you expect to see a match of the year contender on a Wednesday night, a random Wednesday night. But that was very fun. I kind of don't like that they're burying the 21 plex from a personal fan opinion. But Bandito's a freaking star. He's like he did the stalling suplex on Brian. You could tell he wanted to go one hand, but maybe Brian's a little up there in age, got a little bit more of that daddy weight. But he had him two-handed, but held him up there forever. Uh, yeah, it's like I feel like I can only call it moonsault and battery now at this point because of Shane Mercer, but the moonsault slam from the top rope was freaking amazing. Tony Storm, Willow Nightingale, Saraya and Tony Storm basically turning heel. I am okay with that because I did not want Hikaru Shida to turn heel because I want to continue to cheer for her. But also I think Saray, I'm sorry, right? Saray is a much better heel than face. I enjoy booing her. I am very excited about that and where that will go. Yeah, Young Bucks top flight was crazy. Boys pulled up a big one. It's very different from the matches that they've been having with Blackpool Combat Club, but I do think you can tell that they have learned a lot from those matches because that match had a very different feel from the first time they wrestled the Bucks. Orange Cassidy, Jay Lethal, with if anybody interferes, Sanjay Dutt will be fired. I really do miss Sanjay Dutt as a wrestler. When I was getting into TNA, he was definitely one of my favorites. But just having him as a manager and being very animated on the side and screaming at Jeff Jarrett to put the guitar down has been very entertaining. Taking the kicks from Cassidy and losing his shit and throwing off his jacket, I was dying laughing. Darby Allin versus Kushida. Darby with the senton to the outside and Kushida catching him in that armbar. Freaking ridiculous. Good match. It looked like a few chemistry issues, but still very solid championship match there. But yeah, good week in wrestling. Been watching the Raw 30 tonight. That Bloodline segment earlier was great. Paul Heyman giving Brock Purdy the Brock Purdy was awesome. We got American Badass Taker. I went to throw the fist up and stop myself, and K Dot laughed. Like, I'm a freaking wrestling nerd. Yep, when he was exited,
I had the fist up.
You had the fist up. Like, I was trying not to embarrass myself in front of my fiance. Did not work. So I should have just thrown the fist up. It was good to we finally got our like Bray Wyatt Undertaker kind of pass off, and that was cool to see. Though my girl did get me hyped because she was like, "Oh, what if it's Kane that comes out to stop LA Knight?" And I kind of got excited by that, but I was very happy anyway. What else? That tag match, Usos versus Judgment Day, Dominic and Damian Priest. Definitely going to go back and watch that one. That was a real good one. I mean, all the matches have been good. They're really going all out tonight. But hey, good week of wrestling. Good week of wrestling. All right. I'll start. And why don't we talk about what we did this weekend? Friday, Take It Home podcast was at Mondo Lucha at the Cooperage in Milwaukee. Unfortunately, I was not tagging as Country Air, but I was tagging with the third member of Country Air, Jarrett Jacks, the Swagman, as Team Turbo. We were on a mission to regain our stolen tag titles from the last show, and had the unfortunate realization that the Vanguard themselves, Chris and Jim, were responsible for hiring the Bad Steeds to steal those titles. Like I have never felt so betrayed before, and we're cocky about it. But you know what? Jay laid out the challenge. If you got the titles, you're gonna have to defend them. Me and Jared came out. Crowd was super hot. You know, Cooperage is a special place for me when it comes to Mondo. That's where I made my debut. That's where I got my first "Please Come Back" chant. So anytime I can, I am so happy to be there. You know, having the crowd right there on the ring is awesome. I can remember wrestlers coming in and not seeing the seats and not knowing that was the deal. Being like, wait, how is this supposed to work? Hey, at this point, I think we've all seen in the first 2 weeks, seats or no seats, fans really ain't moving this year. So fuck it. If you're gonna dive, somebody's gonna catch this body. Great match. Crowd was really into it. Not a great result though. Zach was not on the show, but he was there recording, and you could see in the video a sneaky Jim Hollywood as I go for a springboard, pulling me down to the floor. The 2-on-1 on Jared was vicious. He was not happy with that Lion Tamer crossface combo at all. Usually it's me getting beat up, and you know, taking that bump to the floor is one thing, but Jared definitely took a beating this match. What did you think of the show, Zach?
It was definitely a fun show. A lot of little surprises. You know, Aesop has a new student. Was it Bruiser Bastion?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Wrestling like Captain America.
Yeah.
Chico Suave, proving why he's one of the most lovable wrestlers around.
Yep. Crowd loved him.
There's Perch stuff, but I'd rather let Perch talk about his stuff. But Perch did a lot of cool stuff too.
Perch did do a lot of cool stuff, but
there's one cool thing I liked, but I don't want to ruin what Perch has to talk about.
All right, well, why don't we go on to what we did Saturday then, brother?
Yeah, Saturday we ended up jumping in the car, driving down to Mattoon, Illinois for 01 USA. It was Country Air versus DC Black, Devontae Knox and Chris O'Brien, young tag team. I thought we had a really good match with them. Around the end, some things started fumbling, but when you fumble, someone's got to recover the ball and take it on home.
Yeah. Nice hard hitting match. It was poetic that we got the win on them. I think our maybe our first match on the 01 roster was a 4-way tag with them. And we did not come up with the win, so getting a chance to go at those guys again and take that W means a lot. Hopefully, if we get a chance, let's run through those other 2 teams that were in that match and get a win again. Was very happy with the match overall. I knew Devontae was a hard hitter, which was gonna play right into our game plan, and he tried to hulk up on us, but shut him down, hit him with that air buddies, and bringing those titles back to the great state of Wisconsin.
Yes, sir, bro. I will say, I used to because I mean, I get chopped all the time, but like rarely does my like skin bruise from a chop. And yeah, I got some bruising from Devontae, so I was like, I woke up the next day, and I was like, I saw him like, holy hell! I was like, got some blood, I got some marks left from this one.
Yeah. I definitely have I'm cut up on my chest right now. But that'll hopefully heal by this weekend. Yeah, I knew Devontae was going to come in with those chops. Definitely has those dysfunction S cutting chops. I guess it's that speed.
Yeah, I mean, besides the wrestling, though, Doc and I have had at shows some opportunities coming up soon, so those would be. Don't really want to say much about it, but just like it was a nice business weekend as well. I will say, like, a promotion from Texas messaged us about possibly coming down to Texas, and then like two other opportunities that we both kind of wanted to do. So you'll see that in the works.
Hell yeah. And Perch, how was your weekend?
Yeah, really great time. Joined you guys at Mondo Lucha on Friday at the Cooperage. Really good venue. I love that place. It's got like a double balcony to it, or a stage and a balcony. But really enjoyed. The whole Mondo crowd is very energetic. I really enjoy it. I had some family there. It was their first time. My sister-in-law's first time ever going to a wrestling show. Uh, so a Mondo crowd was perfect for her to experience,
Hell yeah.
and they loved it. They enjoyed that whole Jim Hollywood taking the bag with the titles and
Yeah.
everything.
How could you do this to us, Jim? How?
It was
How,
great.
Sway?
We were watching you get put in the lion tamer, or watching Jared Jax
Jack.
get put in the lion. You hit the lion salt in there.
Yeah. Big Chris Jericho tribute match.
Yo, you hit the lion salt, and then later on, Jared got put in the lion tamer. And loved it because my brother and I were always joking, or we were joking that night because he would classic older brother put me in the walls of Jericho all the time. Was the easiest one. Yeah, so he had got me in that many a time. So we were just reminiscing about that. It's cool to have those moments.
I was
So
I was more of a sharpshooter kid, applying that to my siblings, but yeah, it's the responsibility of an older brother. Got to put you in one of them.
Yep, got to put you in one. Sharpshooter is the one that I took. So, of course, I never got it on, but that I tried for, but no, he was never given. But yeah, I had the first match of the night for me was the old Patriot against the I call him the Assassin number 3.
Yeah,
So
assassin number 3, Mr. Wrestler number 7.
Yep. And yeah, it was good. I think the same driver who took Beast to the venue must have taken him there, or maybe Ua took the Assassin number 3 to the show. I don't know, but definitely has a handler because that guy is scary. Fun match overall. Aesop on the outside getting involved a little bit. I didn't see much, if anything. But yeah, fun time. The next match I had was an absolute blast with the Beast teaming up with Matt Cross against Craig Mitchell and Joe Alonzo. Very fun match. The feedback from my family was, man, that guy with the beard in the main event was like super good. He's like, we called him Cool Uncle Guy. That he was like way better than anyone. He was so good. It's like, oh yeah, that's a guy named Matt Cross. He's a legend.
Yeah.
You're right to wonder. because he is an absolute legend in
Yeah.
the sport.
Yeah. Like, I believe he is on the cover of Backyard Wrestling.
Yeah, yep, from 20 years ago. Just and so good, in best shape of his life right now too. You
Yep.
would have to say. If not, he's been in just as good shape. So cool to have them experience a Matt Cross match of all people. And yeah, really fun. I got involved a little bit, and one thing led to another, and the Beast of Matt Cross picked up the win. That shooting star press is a beauty. Love that, especially in that setting. So
Yeah.
cool to see. Um, and afterwards, the Badsteins came in and just cleaned house, and I ended up trying to get him out and took a choke slam from one of them and got put in the very same walls at Jericho that we were talking about earlier. Talked about after it, and he was laughing his ass off. Like, yeah, wouldn't you know? We summoned it. Spoke it into
Like, yeah, I believe you took a choke slam into the walls, wasn't it?
the choke slam into the walls of Jericho. That was a double. Still letting the body recover. But yeah, really fun time. Mondo Lucha is such a fun show every time. I really love it. Um, and yeah, anytime in Milwaukee, that's extra special. And then drove out to South Bend, Indiana for the next day, which was Warrior Wrestling. Had a really good time. Lots of fun matches, good action. The Bendix Arena is a very cool place. Awesome seating.
Yes, it is.
First,
I totally forgot that is where we wrestled like a month or two ago for Pro Wrestling King.
Yeah.
really at the Bendix Arena.
Mm-hmm.
How cool!
When I saw the photos, I was like, "Oh, yep, we did that."
Yeah, where it's on that little bit of a stage, but it's down and the seats are all up.
Yep.
And the locker room is down from under, so you can sit under there and watch the show from the.
Yeah, but not have to worry. Yep, it's great.
Oh, that place is awesome. And at nighttime, the lights and the waterfalls and stuff outside. Um, just an incredible place to be a part of to host pro wrestling. Um, the first match I had of the night was legend Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels taking on Eli Knight. Very fun match. Great action the entire time. Eli Knight looked great. Christopher Daniels looked phenomenal. Um, yeah, the world's best moonsault to finish that match. So back to back different moonsaults, different variations to close out one match from one night and to begin a match from the next. Next match I had was Kelvin Tankman against Warhorse. Very fun match. They brawled throughout the entire arena, slamming into some of the pushing metal doors too, and the tables on the top of the stairs, all the way to Warhorse getting thrown down those stairs.
Ooh.
What's best way to take it? Take it. Hit it fast, brother.
Yep.
Hit it fast. Oh my
Fast and
goodness.
hard.
Oh, that was brutal. Absolutely brutal. But Warhorse hung on and valiantly battled, and eventually a standing switch, followed by another standing switch. I was looking Calvin Tankman in the eyes. Next thing I know, Warhorse is on the ground, and Tankman hits a little elbow drop, Tankman driver, and gets the win. Hell of a match, very fun, good action. Love those guys. And then in the main event of the night, the Lucha Libre Estelar de la Noche was for the vacant Warrior Lucha Championship. Last time it was vacant was when it was first created a couple years back at the Stadium Series for the Lucha War of Attrition match. I got to reside over that one on that night and got to reside over this one on this night. It was very cool to represent. However, on this night, also being defended between Flamita, Rey Horace, and the AAA Mega Champion, El Hijo de Vikingo,
Mega Campeón.
putting up his championship. So it was for two titles, the AAA Mega Championship and the Warrior Wrestling Championship, Lucha Championship, and it was an incredible match. Holy smokes! And the heft on that AAA title, that is the real deal. That's a heavy, thick, solid, legendary title. And yeah, wild action. They were brawling throughout the entire arena as well. A few wild off the turnbuckle to the balcony to another step higher and
Yep.
dive. Lots of action.
That boy
Dives
got
to
balance out the ass.
yeah, just incredible. The amount of turns and variations and the torque the body gets. Yeah, just amazing action. Phenomenal finale to that match too. And yeah, Vikingo ends up winning, new Warrior Lucha champion, and still AAA Mega champion. Incredible match. So fun to be a part of. Especially for Warrior Wrestling, they do a lot of fun lucha matches. It's a great opportunity to learn and be a student of. And the next day, speaking of lucha, was Gali Lucha and Big Lucha from Mexico came into town, which is a company that Bandito runs. Speaking of that amazing match he had with Danielson, yeah, so fun to watch him when he's on TV on Wednesdays. And they took on Gali Lucha this weekend. And first match I had was Missa Kate against Susie Love for the Gali Women's Championship. Fun match. Missa Kate ends up winning. And the final match I had tonight was a three-way trios championship match for the cup. It's going to be a championship cup handed between the teams and the factions. And this match was the Golden Guns, team of Bandito, Ray Horace, and their partner, Galeno, big guy, good size, monster. And they took on team of Flamita, Action Jackson, and Empresardo. He's a champion out there. Those guys were really good. Evils. They were definitely the Rudos, all dressed in matching red.
Yeah.
Looked like the bad team from like a Disney Channel original movie back in the day.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And then
Break.
the other team,
That was the movie I was trying to think of.
yeah, there were no suds and pups. They were the other team, the evil team. And the other team, the trios, were the Caribbeans, team of Axel Rico, Jay Manny, and Chuco. Some day one brothers. Incredible to be out there for a match like that, and to be able to learn and study alongside a couple of guys like Jay Manny and Chuco, who have been at the Thumper's Den even before I first entered. So since my first day, they've been there. So it's a very cool, powerful, rewarding feeling that all these years later, we're all still busting our butts and earning cool opportunities. That was a super fun match, and one that I'll always remember. A very fun weekend.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. All right. Why don't we move on to the topic for this week? The Royal Rumble is this weekend, fellas. So I had to ask the crew, who is your surprise entrant? And what number do you think will win? Let's start with Zach.
For my surprise entrant, just because I feel like I've been seeing his face a lot around lately, and like it'd be a fun pop for a legend category. I'm gonna predict the 1-2-3 kid is making a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble.
He was looking good on Raw tonight.
That's all I'm saying. But like, I think the Xbox would be a little bit obvious. But I think if he came out as a 1-2-3 kid, be a big surprise.
Hmm.
And the number I think that will win the Royal, um, I'm just gonna randomly say number 27
All right, 27.
because every time I've been watching I've been watching a lot of Royal Rumbles lately, and they're like the Royal Rumble. Let's break down the numbers. Da, 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 da. The number 27 is the number with the most amount of winners.
Yeah,
And I was
I
like,
believe I remember that.
yeah, so I like if they like to build that up in these promos I just watched. Let number 27 get some more wins and make it feel like a good spot again.
Hmm. I feel you. Perch.
Well, I think winner of the Rumble could be any number. I'm gonna say number 4, and I can't wait until number 29 is in the ring, and we're all just waiting for that number 30 to hit, and it hits, and the first thing you hear is Motorhead and the game. Triple H comes out and just starts whooping everyone's ass, and yeah, that's how I picture it. I predicted it once years back, and I won some money off of it. So I've kept that same prediction ever since. Um,
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
yeah, and it's definitely what I would love to see. Um, I'd be all right with number 30 winning it there too. But yeah, just a random one. Yeah, I would love to see Triple H come in, hear that Motorhead hit one last time.
All right. My number to pick is number 17 because it's my favorite number. So I will always pick number 17. I'm very simple like that. But my surprise entrant, I'm gonna go with an NXT call up, and I'm going with the homie Wesley. It feels like WWE has been high on him. He's had a pretty good run with the North American title. Um, we've said it a billion times. He's given us great advice as far as the tag team goes. So I am always rooting for Wesley. So my pick is the NXT call up, Wesley. All right.
Speaking of NXT call-ups, I would love to see the homie Cora get up there.
Yep. She was my pick for the women's rumble
Yeah.
for sure.
I'll take Ripley in the women's rumble. I think she's going to win. And number 4 as well in that one.
I was feeling confident a few weeks ago that it would be Asuka would win it again. That was my pick, but there have been some changes in the office. There's been some changes around, so I'm not as confident. So my surprise though would be Cora Jade, but I also think a interesting surprise would be Sol Ruka because they are really big on her finisher, and I can see them just being like, just get your finisher out there and get out. But I think if I had to pick somebody who I think would win it all for the women's royal, I'm gonna go Becky.
Uh,
Becky's back.
who are the women's champions right now? Bianca Belair and
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yep.
If I was to pick a female to win, I would go with Alexa Bliss.
I was just thinking that is a good pick as well.
I think Alexa Bliss, you get her to finally have her final transformation at Mania.
Yeah. That is a very good pick as well. I can see Alexa winning it. I think that is an accolade she does not have. So yep, I can go with Alexa. All right. Now why don't we get into future news and talk about what we got coming up this weekend? Perch, why don't you kick this one off?
Yeah, we got a Lucha Libre show on Saturday at the Berwyn Eagles Club. Going to be a fun time. Some good people in the house. Yeah, it should be an absolute blast. Love getting to work at the Berwyn Eagles. I think last time I was there it was for Women's Wrestling Army. So it'll be fun to see it all changed up, and yeah, good people on hand. Gringo Loco will be there, lots of other people from the area.
Nice. And Zach, what do we have this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend, Friday, we're not booked, but we're making the drive down to Anarchy. We're gonna go roll with some of our buddies. And if there's an open spot, we'll take it. And then Saturday, it's Pure Wrestling Federation's debut show, and your mama's favorites. We're taking on Kings and Six. Is that what they're called?
Kings of the Six.
Kings of the Six. There we go. Kings of the Six. So it will be Doc Simmons himself versus Devin August and Skylar Reed in a tag team match. First time ever, so looking forward to that. Bell is at a special 4 p.m. start.
Yep, special 4 p.m. start, so you can get home and watch the Rumble. Yep, excited for this one. Very interested to see how it goes. All right. And I think it is time we take it home. Zach, any final thoughts or questions?
Nothing from me today.
All right. Perch.
Yeah, still still feeling the effects throughout the wrestling world with the loss of Jay Briscoe. Taking the time to really, celebrate family, celebrate life, celebrate professional wrestling, enjoy the times that we have and we get to share with everybody around us. Pro wrestling shows that go on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday are fun, but they're made fun because everybody involved, from the crowd to the performers to the venue owners, everybody likes to have a good time, and it's made better by sharing it with great people. So yeah, just to remember to love your family, love pro wrestling, and love life, and yeah, watch some of those Briscoe promos. They are so good, and in any of the matches. Someone told someone what was the joke? Someone said pro wrestling was fixed. Well, they never told the Briscoes that because they bring it with everything they do, and yeah, much love to Jay, and much love to Mark and the whole family, and yeah, much love to the whole wrestling community.
Yeah. I'm actually going to go in a similar vein before I do my usual spiel. Yes. Do the things you love. Life is very fleeting. If you do the things you love and you bring joy to yourself, you will be sure to bring joy to those around you. Please, everyone, take care of yourself. Any nagging injuries or any, family medical concerns, please stay up on your doctor's visits and get those checked out. Just life comes at you hard, so no need to make it any harder than it is. All right. So everybody just please be safe, have fun. We're not here for a long time, we're here for a good time. And with that said, follow us on all the social medias. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Let us know your Rumble picks down below in the comments. Tell promotions to book us. Calendars are filling up fast, and we want to wrestle in as many states as possible. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. 1.